What's up, everybody? Side 5 Gaming here with my buddy Leo Morg in the back there, and we're just kind of
Hello there.
we're just kind of cringing here because it's exam suits everywhere. They're everywhere. So
Oh yeah.
for the new banner suits, we have Blue Destiny Unit 2 and Blue Destiny Unit 3. As you can see here in the pretty sweet video we're watching here in the bar, both are space capable as well as ground capable. I don't believe either one of them has a space buff or a ground buff. Oof, that wicked counterattack from the BD3, that looks awesome, that spin move. So, with the new Destiny suits, they both, obviously, now you can pop exam, and now the Blue Destiny Unit 2 is a red suit, a red raid suit, and the Blue Destiny Unit 3, seen here, is a blue suit. So we have our first blue suit that can, bust out into exam mode. Pretty awesome. Leo's had some pretty good success with it so far, and everybody else that we had in the chat earlier and in the stream earlier, they were having a pretty good time with it. On top of that, the ground Gundam beam rifle has had a buff given to it because everybody's always talked about how weak that thing is. So now the beam rifle does 1200 damage instead of 1100 damage. It also charges up faster, and it also has a higher capacity, so it can fire more shots, like a bigger magazine, basically. So here I'm going to post up the skills and stats for the BD3, since Leo sent those over to me. Thank you, Leo. And
No
I guess
problem.
I'll let Leo talk a little bit about his experience with it so far. You just had a pretty good match, right? Where you had all the top scores and almost 100,000 damage, right?
Yeah, the ground type beam rifle buff just in time for these suits to come out is amazing. And with this one in particular being a general purpose, you are like unkillable because you already get a defense buff from exam. You know, that's for the blues not to kill the red exam suits, but now that you don't take extra damage from them, you just, how do you say, you don't actually feel the pain. You can go in and just unleash all of your arsenal with hardly any drawbacks.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And on top of that, it being a shooting suit, which I love, using the BD1 as a shooting suit, having this be a shooting suit in particular, like stats wise, 30 range mod, is just perfect. So I can sit back as much as I want and just unload all those Vulcans and the rockets and the new buffed ground type beam rifle.
Yeah. So, would you say it's also really good for killing yellow suits to bust exam mode and then, obviously defend yourself against yellows, or just to move in on them? Because we were kind of talking about how it might actually replace, BD1 in because it's able to do its job for, uh, you know, a raid suit. So, do you think it buffs you up enough to go attack yellow suits, without really worrying about it?
I'd say the BD1 could still do a better job than this in particular against yellows. Like the red buff helps, but what I
Mm-hmm.
mean specifically is the maneuver armor on it. Like
Right.
with this thing lacking maneuver armor out of all the other exam suits, you can really feel the difference. You know, you
Okay.
can't just like boost in and eat like an artillery shot and laugh at it anymore. I mean, you'll take less damage, than you normally
Right.
would compared to other blues,
So it's
but
still pretty balanced out then, without the maneuver armor.
yeah, like maneuver
All
armor
right.
is just, no, I miss it already.
Right. So yeah, as you saw there in the stat list, it is a 400 cost suit. Um, the the BD2 does have lower stats, as I said before. It is a raid suit, so it's a red suit, and then the BD3 here is a blue suit. They're both 400 costs though. And let's see, there is a difference. I was just talking to somebody on the subreddit about it, because obviously you gain different skills, or your skill set changes slightly. Like in the Blue Destiny 1, you don't have a dodge roll before you pop exam, but then you pop exam and you get a dodge roll, right? So obviously there's some skill changes that happen with that, but they don't exactly tell you that specifically in the descriptions, of the suits. So Blue Destiny Unit 3 does have exam level 2, whereas Blue Destiny Unit 1 and Unit 2 only have exam level 1. So there's got to be a little bit more research done to see how that works. When I was reading the descriptions, the description does talk about a limiter. And it says that Blue Destiny 3 has a limiter on its exam, but how long does that exam mode last, Leo? You said it lasts like...
It's precisely like an extra 30 seconds in contrast to the other two
Right.
units.
So it's like a minute and a half, it's 90 seconds, right? So instead of it just being
Yes.
1 minute, now it's a minute 30. And it seems that the raids can only use it for a minute now. Since the raids have exam 1, maybe that's the unlimited version. And even though it's for a shorter amount of time, since they gain the dodge roll or maybe they gain some extra attributes that Blue Destiny Unit 3 doesn't gain, but even though Blue Destiny's Unit 3's last longer, but perhaps there's some hidden skills in there that he just doesn't gain, that the other ones do, to kind of go along with that limiter that they were always talking about in the description, and in the lore and stuff. Let's move on over here to the shop and see what else we got in today for this drop. So 450 cost, getting pretty packed here. Here's the new step up system this is the last step up system of the year, and we're just going to talk about everything in the store. So starting off with the step up system, obviously the Blue Destiny 2 and 3 are on the high frequency right now. For those, it's been seeing a lot of the Blue Destiny Unit 3, not so much of the Unit 2. Let's see here. Pretty cool, crazy looking banner. I wonder if they still hid the Yak guy in there for the last one of the year somewhere. Be kind of a
Big
shame.
fat guy.
It'd be kind of a shame if they didn't. Is he right there in the middle? I think that is him right there in the middle. No, that's the shield. Anyway, so with the step up, each step in this step up system is 30 tokens. Yeah, 30 tokens for each step. It's pretty hefty. So first one, obviously there it says a 2-star mobile suit guaranteed. Second one, excuse me, is 2-star or higher, 1.5 chance increase. And then third one is 1 3-star mobile suit guaranteed. And then for the fourth one, it says 10 mobile suits from the 10 draw and 1 3-star mobile suit guaranteed. So did that mean it was every box was going to be a mobile suit? Is that how it worked?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Each crate you got was a mobile suit for the final spin.
Awesome. Okay. So, I guess if you're keen on spending that amount of money, or if you haven't spent your tokens yet, and you have or have not picked up that 50% off DLC in the store, maybe you want to go for it, maybe you don't. But it's pretty expensive. Needless to say, very, very expensive. I've done a couple single rolls down to like about 15 or 16 tokens, as you can see there. Didn't get much. I did get a level 3 draw C, which I'm pretty stoked about because I already have all the weapons for it and everything, so that's neat. Moving on into the DP store, we have the G3 Gundam Level 2. That's the 500 cost. It is 53,700 DP. I went ahead and bought the 450 just to get it going. I did have enough to just go ahead and buy both back to back, but I didn't really want to do that just yet. I mean, it's not going anywhere, so I might as well just hold off. Main weapons, the Hyper Bazooka Level 2, the dual Hyper Bazookas for the G3. These are in the main weapon portion of the store. I had already rolled these magically, I guess. So I didn't get to see how much they cost, but somebody was saying that they cost almost as much as a suit as it is in the store. So that's kind of crazy. Let me see if they still pop up by any chance. Nope. Can't see how much they are, but they're in there. No new custom parts as of yet. Boo-hoo. I really love the custom part stuff. Nothing new in clothing and accessories. Now, moving on to the recycle counter. This is going into, I've actually already picked all mine up. I guess I should have taken a picture of them before I did GBO2 update, but oh well. Let's go in here and I'll show you two. Boom, there he is, the OG FA, the big ugly green machine. This guy is now in the recycle shop for 185 tickets. I think it's definitely worth it. If you don't have this suit, you should definitely get this suit. It's pretty freaking strong. It's pretty OP. It didn't have its its splash radius or stun anything nerfed like the gun cannon did, and this thing does what the gun cannon does. The blast and beam combo even better than the gun cannon, as you can fire 2 rounds from the double beam, the double barrel beam weapon on his right hand, back to back. So it's like one shot from the cannon and boom boom, and you get all those going into the legs, and it's pretty ferocious. I still have some other good footage of this from some ace matches that I haven't posted up yet, just giving the other one a little time to cool off. But yeah, it's a fantastic suit. Now, onto the event suits. The Gary. Actually, you know what? Before I go into this, I'm gonna go back to the screen and show them that. I forgot that it's in here. Here we go. It's right here. The campaign. There we go. Daily mission challenge. All right, complete the daily mission and receive up to 100 recycle tickets. So from now, what did I say earlier? December 27th to January 7th. You will be playing, and you'll get like 5 extra tickets every day for completing your daily matches. Now that gives you 100 recycle tickets, and it says to use, to exchange them for the Zaku 1, the Gerhart Schmitzer Zaku 1 that we're just about to talk about in the recycle shop. Now, going back to the recycle store, if you get those 100 tickets, if you just didn't have any, I already had plenty and I was ready to go. And I was super excited for this suit. Been waiting for this suit for a long time. I've already had some really good matches in this suit. We'll talk a little bit more about that in just a moment. So level 1 is 20 tickets, level 2 is 35 tickets, and then level 3 is 45 tickets. Obviously that adds up to a 100 tickets, so that's pretty cool. So if you didn't have any tickets and you complete all of the daily challenges and you get all of them back to back, you have enough tickets to buy all 3 levels. I like that. I had plenty of tickets. Why not? I've been waiting for this suit for a while. So now, let me see. We still got to go back into main weapons. I didn't see anything in here. Looks like what is that? A level 6 for the large heat hawk, and that's about the only thing that seemed pretty crazy. Yep, nothing really interesting in there. What is it? Turning speed level 2, firing program level 3, and anti-beam armor level 2. If you don't have shooting program 3, here's your chance to get that. You gotta have that thing. That's awesome. Clothing and accessories, pretty standard stuff. Nothing new that we haven't seen before. All right. Moving on. Let's talk about the Gerhart Schmitzer. Now, I'm about to post up a video that was my first rating match in that suit. It was an ace match. We ended up losing by like 100 points. I was having so much fun and just too much fun with the suit. I had no idea that I was the ace. It's also pretty late in the day. You know what I mean? So my bad. And I probably could have if I would have got one good shot. It was just one of those matches. You wish you had back. We had come back from a huge deficit. It was, I think the opportunity was there, but we'll take another look at that footage later on whenever I release it. But either way, it was an awesome match. I did over 80,000 damage with this thing, so I like it. And that was an unlimited match. So how did that happen? How did I do that? The major thing here is that this suit can use the MMP-80, the standard MMP-80 machine gun. Up to this point, only 2 other suits could use this gun: the Zaku cannon and the standard vanilla Zaku 2 mobile suit. Those are the only 2 suits that could use it. I don't have the level 5 yet. It's one of the only weapons that I've been holding off on purchasing, purely because only 2 suits could use it, and I would rarely ever use it. So I did all that. I did work with the level 4 here. Also in his arsenal is the Rakuten bazooka. Fantastic, bazooka for a level 1, shooting 1650. A little low on the range and a little low on ammo capacity, but it still hits super hard. And then obviously the standard Zaku 2 machine gun, or Zaku machine gun as they call it in the game. So in an unlimited match, I was running the Heat Sword level 4 and the MP-80 level 4. This heat sword is shared with the standard goof, the standard raid goof. This suit also has a shield, a goof shield, 3000 HP medium shield. The smoke discharger, which I love. You know, this adds a cloaking ability to the suit, so you can go off radar and sneak up on people or escape. If you think they're getting close and you're gonna make some moves, especially in the city, this is fantastic. His seems to, I don't know if it lasts the same for everybody, but I don't know. It seemed like it was a little short for him compared to the Efreet. Efreet users will, you know, also already know about using this for your advantage to try and get a couple of sneak attacks in there. And then for a really nice backup weapon is the Sturm Faust. I'm a big fan of hand grenades, but I'm never going to say no to a Sturm Faust. So hand grenades or a Sturm Faust, I don't know. I go back and forth. Maybe I would have really liked to have 3 of the Z hand grenades or something, those really hard-hitting ones that I like from the R2 Hymo and some other, and the ground Hymo and some other suits, but I'll take the Sturm Faust. It's really cool, so if you want to run the M&P 80, you still got the Sturm Faust to come in there and combine with his heat sword for a melee combo. He does only have 1 melee hit, but it seems like you don't really want to hang out too long doing a lot of melee stuff as it is. Going down into the loadout for basic flatland combat, like say the city, and for crash site, I was running the high spec cruise control. This allowed me to scale the side of the mountain in front of, what is it, Alpha Base, I believe it was. I just walked up the side of that thing. I'd never been up there. It was really funny. They had no idea where I was for a minute until I started shooting them in the head with everything I had. So it was pretty awesome. Somebody was asking me during the stream if these mobility parts are worth it. I definitely think they're worth it for some suits. If you have the room and you don't really want to use melee stuff, go ahead and use this. It doesn't just make you faster. It makes you more mobile in the sense of, like I was saying, you can scale walls better. You can move over the terrain better. I know it's kind of hard, but if that makes sense, you can just traverse the battlefield easier with this, especially on maps like Crash Site that have a bunch of little, debris here and there, and those flat walls, those little steps when you're going up a ramp. You can just walk right up that ramp. You don't have to jump like a lot of people do typically to get up that little step. You just walk right up that thing when you're using high spec cruise control. For that loadout, I'm going to go over the loadout whenever I release the video, sometime a little bit later, maybe tomorrow. But this is the loadout that I ran in that. Very simple. As you can see, 13,000 health, 16, 12, 17 for the resistances. Range mod is 30. I like that. A nice round number, 30. It's always good for shooting mod, especially when you're going into unlimited. It does plenty of damage. This thing was chewing up Easy 8s, if they didn't take ballistic armor. Melee mod is 19. 19 is definitely better than 0, which a lot of the shooting suits get like, what, 5, 10, something like that. So I'll take it. And then with my high spec cruise control, I'm still moving at a really slow 110, and his 47 thrusters is still very under spec, for everybody else. But it worked. It just works. I don't know. It's a simple suit. I like it. It's pretty straightforward. Going into the skills, again, very simple. Leg shock absorber, EAC, dodge roll, and then high performance balancer, and observation data link. Here's the thing that I really like about it. It is a true leadership suit. It's a commander, and commanders need information, and in that vein, here it is, observation data link. Up to this point, I've only ever seen this skill on support suits. This is the skill that allows your entire team to see the energy bars of your enemies if you're looking at them. If I can see them, my team can see basically where they are, give or take depth, and it can see their health status. That's awesome for leadership. So combining the smoke with observation data link, I know it's kind of a reach there, but those two things, I really like that combo. Again, in principle, as the way it is as a leadership suit, I think it's fantastic. Let's see here. So that's the 400. We also have a 350 and a 300. The 350, some of the guys were saying, is probably under spec'd for a 350 suit. Oh yeah, here's the other thing. It does have the ground compatibility upgrade, so that's fantastic. That helps out with its speed, turning rate, and boost recovery, stuff like that. That's what really made the difference for its stats being low. It has the ground compatibility, whereas in the case of the Federation's command, GM command, it overspec'd it. You know, it made it too good, too fast when it came out, and they knew that, and they turned the compatibility down a little bit, and then they turned the suit down a little bit with a little nerf. So this evens that compatibility ground upgrade buff kind of helps this suit, brings it right up to spec. Maybe they'll buff it a little bit more later on, who knows, but I like it where it's at. Going on to the 300, not bad when you're looking at a 300 cost suit for what you get. The skills don't change at all for what it is. Still has the same level 1 skills, so maybe we'll see 4, 5, and 6 maybe later on, who knows, with some different skills for this guy. Let's check out the explanation. Really cool. Look at that. There's the Zeonic Front logo. Awesome. So cool to finally see that in the game. Leo, you still with me?
Yes, I'm right behind you.
Awesome. All right, man. Anything else you can think of? Oh yeah, what is it? We added. There was a couple things that were added. I think I could pull it up in the database. What was it? The weapons rack level 3. Let's see down here. Anything else you can think of, Leo?
That was added for this patch in particular,
or just anything else that I missed going over in the update?
Oh, yeah, you said, well, you did say you weren't sure whether or not the BD2 and 3 had a topography buff. Yeah, the BD3 has a space compatibility buff or whatever, space topography.
Okay.
I don't know about 2.
Okay, nice. So they do have the space buff. Awesome.
Yes, if I roll 2 later on.
So those things are gonna those things are super awesome in space then, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got the end. So we got there now. That really changes it a little bit because we got the camphor that's great in space as well. It because it's the AMBAC system doesn't help you unless you're in space. So camphor, I like it. It's a space suit either way, and then. Not just straight up, but obviously it can be used in space, and it works there. It's got AMBAC. Alex, same thing as the camphor. And then now we have 2 more space suits, if you will. So that's 4 in a row. Again, this game's really still trying to harp on that whole new space thing that they got going. So hopefully it works out for them. But it is cool. They're trying to get more people in space. Whatever, I guess, I guess that means the next map's going to be a space map, and then maybe we'll get another old school map again, just like we got the city, but who knows. So here it is, just real quick, the weapons rack, level 3, so high performance radar level 2, scope level 2, frontline support system 2, personal radar 2, leg shock absorber 2. Now, is that like shock absorber any different than this thing? Nope, same, looks like it's the same set of skills going across the board. I think it is. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. But here it is. Yep. 15,000 health, 15,250 health, 16, 16, 10, 31 shooting, and then 9 for the melee, 105 speed, and 45 is unchanged from the previous suits. But that is that's a considerable jump in health. So from the 300 to the 350, it gets 1,500 health. From 350 to 400, that's a little bit more, I think, isn't it? Is it more? Is it not? So it's 4,000 plus that. So it goes from 13,000 to 15,250. It's a good chunk of health. Either way, I'm sure everybody would be excited to get their hands on this thing before they nerf that 180 millimeter cannon. If they end up doing that or not, but so keep your eyes.
Shivering at the thought of that thing in 400 rooms.
Yeah. Keep your eyes on the radar. Hopefully, somebody rolls one of these things, and watch out for those in the 400 cost rooms. All right. Anything else, Leo?
That's about it.
Yep. I think that's gonna do it, guys. All right. Well, thanks for checking out GBO2 update number 21. Good luck on your rolls trying to get the Blue Destiny 2 and 3, And from me and Leo, we will see you next time. And hope you guys had a great holiday. And we'll see you out there, guys. Thanks for checking it out. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.